The mind-body connection is a two-way relationship. The mind influences the body, and the body influences the mind. So if you think positively, it may lead to a release of feel-good hormones such as dopamine and serotonin. But it also works the other way around, where negative thoughts can lead to the release of cortisol, which in essence is the stress hormone. Increased cortisol will increase the sugar known as glucose in your bloodstream and can trigger a fight or flight response in you. Serotonin is associated with happiness, focus, and calmness, and dopamine is associated with rewards and motivation. So having these two released in a good way is good for your productivity and it's good for your mood. I came across this concept when I was reading the book The Body Keeps the Score. And it was a very interesting concept. I was looking into how to improve my physical health, right? Because that had started, not that it started a lack or that I started a lack with my physical health, but the fact that I became ill only a few months back, about 6-7 months back, I became very ill, right? And I've been very health conscious since. And it led me to the mind-body connection, right? So what I told you so far is how the brain affects your body. So it can trigger a lot of illnesses if your mind is storing trauma or if it's releasing the wrong kind, where it's releasing cortisol, right? So now that we've looked at the brain to body, let's look at how the body affects the brain, right? When we exercise, it's proven to reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. So when you have a traumatic experience, your brain triggers all these reactions in the body which are negative and can lead to cortisol rising and causing fight or flight responses. This stress can lead to health risks and poor health. So in essence, what I'm saying is that curing trauma is, in my opinion, the key to Healthmaxxing. So, the key, again, to this is strengthening the mind-body connection. So, how do we strengthen the mind-body connection? Well, I'm going to give you a list of things to do to strengthen that connection, right? So, number one is mindfulness. So, mindfulness can be prayer or meditation, or both. So my recommendation is for you to do both, right? So that would be my thing for you, is to do both. Meditation is sitting, as I've said in plenty of my videos, meditation is sitting there with your hands on your lap resting, either seated or lying, sitting on your bed, on the floor, breathing, focusing on your breath. When your mind wanders, it brings it back to the breath, right? Prayer is praying to the God Almighty, right? So that's step one. Step two is breath work. If you are new to breath work, start with techniques like diaphragmatic, I don't know how to pronounce that, diaphragmatic breathing or alternate nasal breathing. When practicing the first kind that I'd said, the stomach, rather than the chest, moves with each breath, expanding while inhaling and contracting while exhaling. So, see how my tummy moves out there? And then the tummy moves in, right? And then alternate nasal breathing is you get me? So if you breathe in through your left nose, breathe out through your right, and you have to keep it like that the entire time, right? And deliberately paying attention to each breath serves to distract and quiet your mind. The practice of deliberate breathing through alternate nostrils is believed to help reset and rebalance the natural nasal cycle. It lowers your heart rate, it reduces stress, so reduces cortisol, and anxiety. And I personally believe that the quiet and concentration required to do this practice also has a relaxing and calming effect, right? So, number 3 is visualizations. So, visualizations are one of the best tools anyone can do. And it's where you sit or you lay and you think about an upcoming event or something that's going to happen and you play it out in your mind. Yeah. But for the purpose of what we're doing here, it is sitting or laying and thinking about positive things, remembering good things that have happened, good times that you've enjoyed, and just playing that out in your mind and recalling that in your mind. This will help with the positiveness in your mind, which is going to transfer into your body. It'll help with the release of serotonin and dopamine and give you the feel-good hormones, right? So, number 4, as we've already said, exercise. Exercise has been proven to lower cortisol and release the feel-good hormones, serotonin and dopamine. It is both an instant gratification activity and a delayed gratification activity. And it's vital in helping to strengthen the mind-body connection. And yes, there is stress involved in lifting weights or running or cycling, but it's a good kind of stress. You get me? So you don't want to mix up the bad stresses with the good stresses. Number 5 is yoga. So yoga is, in essence, what I've taken from it anyway, is stretching but breathing while you're stretching, right? That's just what I take from that. Boho Beautiful Yoga is where I'm going to send you to do follow along yogas with them. And that's it. So what benefits can you get from having a strong mind-body connection? Because now that we've talked about strengthening it, what benefits can you get from having a strong one? Well, the benefits are as follows. You will have a reduction in stress. You will help with reducing the emotional effect of trauma. So, you can't forget anything bad that's happened, but you can lessen the emotional effect it has on you. And that's key to curing trauma, basically, right? You have better sleep quality, as well as an enhanced self-awareness. So you're more self-aware and you know what's going on with yourself, and you're able to tell when something doesn't feel right. So they're the benefits. I hope you have a lovely day. Follow the 5 steps I've laid out for you in strengthening your mind and body connection. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.